What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos, broadcasting to you live from Phoenix, Arizona, with a quick little check in. How's everybody doing? Mustang? Wanda, how are you? The Royal We, welcome. Cindy? Misty Free Spirit? What's going on with all of you fine people? The Royal We? Hey, GP, how are you? Doris? Jody Lynn? Julianne? Cindy? Jill Moser? Tinfoil Hat Club? Yeah, glad you're here. Boston, what's going on? All right, guys, what is the word? What's the word on them streets? Robin B. Jerry. Oh, and all you guys, those of you who won prizes during the giveaway, those will be shipped out probably Friday at the latest. Just FYI. Oy. I'm about ready for bed. Misty. Oh, I was watching a little bit of that. Where's that in Chicago, right? I think this world is going crazy. I was looking at the news headlines. Let's see. Let me just read a few of these. Police arrest man accused of killing his own father. And this is all stuff that just happened within the last 24 hours. Portland man accused of beating dog in video appears in court. Man accused of kidnapping an 80-year-old woman. Man accused of strangling and kidnapping a woman to steal her car. There was another one that was very disturbing. Oh, here it is. Florida man accused of decapitating a dog pleads not guilty. Like, what the hell is going on, guys? Just take a deep breath and calm down. How you doing, Mustang? Jody. Well, honestly, this is my bedtime. Usually I'm going to sleep around this time. But my wife is up a little bit late, so I'm just going to kind of wait on her. Figure I'd check in with you guys. Plus, I wanted to talk a little bit about the serial arsonist out of Kokomo. Figure we can touch on that, and want to get your opinions if you guys think it might be connected to Flora. Good to see you, Boston. Mustang says they caught that fugitive and he barricaded himself. Well, if he's barricaded, how'd they catch him? Yeah, Doris, I'm going to pull up that story. Let me share my screen. Not the barricaded story, but this one about the dog. Let's take a look at this.
On display at the Pinellas County Courthouse, where the case of the man accused of decapitating a dog was back in court. A lawyer for Domingo Rodriguez entered a plea of not guilty today. He's charged with animal cruelty after the body of a 4-year-old dog named Dexter was found near Fort DeSoto Park back on May 14th. That was just 4 days after the dog was adopted from Pinellas County Animal Services. A demonstration was held today in front of the Pinellas County Court. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is live there now with the story. Evan.
Yeah, the suspect himself was not in court today, but his legal team was greeted with chants of justice for Dexter. Their demand.
The dog's name is Dexter. Now, did he adopt the dog or did somebody else?
The suspect faced the fullest extent of the law.
Dexter's innocence brought dozens demanding whoever decapitated him to be found guilty.
I want justice for Dexter and for all the other dogs that are abused and killed every day. So, we're not Neanderthals.
Will waive his appearance and will enter a plea of not guilty.
It was quiet in court as the lawyer for the 66-year-old Domingo Rodriguez, the man who's accused of decapitating Dexter and dumping the body near Fort DeSoto, told the judge they would be pleading not guilty. He has not yet seen the dossier of evidence.
Kind of sounds like he's practicing for the real thing
that the state has collected.
We're maintaining his innocence. We've declared not guilty. He's presumed innocent under the law.
Pinellas deputies charged Rodriguez after he told them he'd been to Fort DeSoto on May 11th, a day after he adopted Dexter from Pinellas County Animal Service.
Okay, so he is the one that adopted the dog. Like, why would you even adopt the dog if you're just going to kill it? It sounds like he's getting ready to kill people.
He told them Dexter must have run away at night, but detectives said some of his statements were inconsistent. Dexter's body was found on May 14th.
When you can do things like that, the gray line becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's scary to think of what someone like that could do in society.
Several of the demonstrators are volunteers with Animal Services, which is one of the reasons the case has brought such passion. Some of them were caring for Dexter potentially less than 24 hours before he was killed.
He was the sweetest dog. He would bring a ball to you and want you to throw it, but then in the end, he really just wanted to cuddle in your lap.
Demonstrators do say they're confident justice will be served. The defense attorney agreed that they should have faith in the system.
This is why we have the court system. It's the best in the whole world. I understand the emotion. I sympathize with them. I get it.
Defense attorneys are a certain kind of, you got to be a certain kind of person to defend these people. Like deep down, he's like, yeah, I'm defending a scumbag. Crazy. Tinfoil Hat Club says DNC in Chicago at the moment. Been listening to my dad, watching it, and thinking about how much I've given up on putting energy towards that world to focus on seeing justice for these kids. Yeah, politics is just kind of toxic. I mean, if you look at what's going on with the national convention, the DNC convention, they're like protesting their own convention. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And I can never get with the whole burning of the American flag. Like, I get it. America's one of the only places that you should be free to do something like that, but it's like one of the only places that you shouldn't. And it kind of makes me sick. Yeah, dogs are loyal. Dogs are loyal. And I know some dogs are bad, but that doesn't mean you chop their head off. You work with them. And you can always give him up for adoption. To me, this sounds like he adopted it for the sole purpose of killing it. Yeah, that was pretty sad. And then he dumped the body like you would kind of like a serial killer would dump a human body. Very strange. Well, there's good news. The FBI, I think since 2013, has been working creating a database of people who abuse animals, and they're connecting it to you have to give your DNA now. So not only is it a felony now, but they'll take your DNA and they'll take your fingerprints and they'll put you in a special database for people who, because they consider it a gateway crime when you hurt animals. So they expect you to move from animals to humans. So I'm glad that the FBI is working on that. And we covered that on a live stream before. Yeah, they're like salesmen. Let's see what else we got here. South Haven man accused of trafficking Washington teen. Man accused of killing Paulding County deputy in ambush. Looks like there's an interview with his brother. Oh, this one was interesting. This is from Phoenix here. We covered this case too. A man accused of murdering an Arizona woman on a hiking trail. Looks like he's being accused of another crime. Let me pull this one up.
Como hijo de inmigrantes, siempre brindaré respeto y dignidad a los inmigrantes. Siempre defenderé a nuestros tuyos.
An upscale city known for its luxury resorts, fine dining, and above all, safety. But it's also home to one of the most gruesome crimes in recent history, the brutal stabbing death of 29-year-old Lauren Heike.
It was so violent.
We covered this on True Crime in the Morning.
Unexpected for this area that it seemed to scare people.
It's a lot like the Rachel Morin case. She was just hiking on a trail and this guy just randomly attacked her.
People in a way that other crimes haven't.
Her murder, a shock to the normally safe community of Scottsdale, Arizona, and to the nation. Heike went for a walk last April on a popular hiking trail near her apartment, but she never returned. Her body was found with 15 stab wounds, some defensive, showing she tried to fight off her attacker. The investigation soon led to a prime suspect, 23-year-old Zion Teasley. And now that same suspect is facing new charges.
And this person, the type of crime fit, the type of weapon fit, and the description of the attacker fit.
Meanwhile, he's still awaiting trial for Heike's murder and a very serious possible consequence.
It's interesting to see Arizona and Maricopa County send this type of message.
Yeah, that's crazy. I have to wait till more information comes out. I don't know if Law and Crime, I don't know if they're going to hit me for copyright, but we'll definitely follow up on that because we did cover that case. But it's like, of course, there's other cases, you know what I mean? Like somebody doesn't just randomly attack a woman and brutally murder her in the middle of the day and not have other crimes. I just think to assume that is ridiculous. Boston says, I've had 2 dogs that were little buddies, but they came around to my way, or little baddies. Yeah, some of them just, they can't all be great pets. Some of them are going to have like anxieties and certain things. They need special care, and you just need to be patient with them. Like there's Some of my animals, I'll take them for walks more often than others. Things like that, just to try to get that energy out. Dexter gave his life to save a human later. I don't know what happened to poor Dexter. For all we know, he was like sacrificed or something. Seems like dealing with somebody, some psychopath, trying to work his way up to people, Yeah, they love unconditionally. The us versus them game of politics has become a so non-conducive thing when it comes to actually trying to make positive change. Yeah, it's all by design, for sure. The right and the left working together is the only way out of this mess. I think people just need to go back to being individuals and agreeing to disagree. They've managed to radicalize like the entire planet. And I think we can thank social media for that. Non-conducive. Boston says they need to seriously do a deep dive into that man. This wasn't his first time. Not that kind of evil. And if it was his first time, it won't be his last. I hope. GP, we just had a guy arrested or beating the crap out of his old lady is with a crowbar and then killing his 3-month-old baby. What the fuck? That's crazy. Miss Lil Bootylicious says, not sure if you're on Delphi. Yeah, we're on everything. When it comes to the Sleuth Crew check-in, we talk about whatever we want. We can talk about politics. We can talk about religion. But mainly, we just kind of talk about what to expect on my channel, what you can expect in the future on my channel, and things that we got going on. But yeah, we can talk about anything. He put his 3-month-old boy in a bucket with a lid on it. They didn't find the baby the first search in the house. They went back and found the baby in the second search. It's a mad world. Exactly, Mustang. Divide and conquer. Ideological subversion is what I call it. Hey, what's up, Bobcat Philo? They need war to stay in power. Yeah, they do. Not only to stay in power, but to make money. And the people, and I don't even know if the votes count anymore. But yeah, war is good business. That's why these guys get put into power, so that they can funnel all our taxpayer dollars into wars and into the pockets of their buddies. And I don't blame them. I blame the people who allow it, like us. I blame us. We don't do anything anymore. Miss Lil Bootylicious, where in the video of BG did the gun click? Would that line up with where they found casing? Does that make sense? No. So what he most likely did was there was no bullets in the gun, right? Just in the magazine. Nothing in the chamber. But when he walked up to the girls, then he racked around and put one in the chamber. Right? He probably said, guys, go down the hill, or hey, go that way. And they were like, no, there's no, we're not going with you. And then he pulled out the gun and they probably said, oh, he's got a gun. And then you can hear him racking the firearm. So now there's a bullet in the chamber. And after he went down the hill with the girls and there was probably a struggle, or when he was finished doing whatever he was doing, he may have either to intimidate them again, racked another bullet that would shoot one out and put another one in. But I think it just happened when he was done, when he was cleaning up. He probably went to hide the gun, and he didn't want to accidentally shoot himself, so he pulled out the magazine, cleared the chamber, and probably didn't even think about it. The bullet just went flying because he probably was going to tuck the gun away. Yeah, these dogs are smart. Like Indy, you guys know Indy, our latest adopted dog. This dog is so big, and I've been giving him ice, right? So every morning I get up and I fill up my big cup with ice water, and I'll give him a piece of ice. I don't know. He just likes it. He's like, "Hey, give me a piece." So I'll give him a piece of ice. Well, now he's so tall that he goes up to the fridge and he gets himself ice cubes. He'll hit the little button and it'll spit out an ice cube. He's really smart. Bobcat Philo says the nation of Palestine just joined the BRICS nations today. That will send the fake state of Israel to flip out. Wanda from Missouri. Our world needs help. I saw where two 14-year-olds killed a 93-year-old woman. Oh, man. Yeah, they're getting younger and younger, more violent, helpless. If they keep us divided, it's easier to conquer. Exactly. I agree with that. Yeah, and that's just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah, Miracle is super cute because we give him these. I don't know what you call them. I call them puzzle feeders. Like you fill it up with dog food, and they have to push buttons and like open up levers to get to the food. Kind of keeps them occupied. Well, all it's doing is making him really smart. Ice Dog Indy. Yeah, he's big. He's 100 pounds. Oh, welcome in, Miracle Hearts, by the way. Good to see you. He'll be making him a late night snack. The only problem is he's still bad. Like, we can't leave him alone. Whenever we leave the room, he has to go in his kennel. He's eaten like all of the wooden spoons, he's eaten all of the spatulas. He'll take all the blankets out of his kennel and just kind of scatter them about. It's like, what are you doing, dude? "13-year-old girls." I know there was I think it was a 15-year-old boy. No, 14-year-old boy. He entered a bus and he tried to kill another classmate, another 8th grader, but his gun kept jamming. They charged him as an adult and gave him like 40 years. I was like, finally, jeez. I hope not. Hey, Cindy, what do you think of the theory suggested a few nights ago on a different channel about how the expanded geofence may have located the info to find Richard Allen's phone and then lost it? What theory is that? I guess they could have found it by the EMID number. What is it? IMEI? I think he did provide that to Dan Doolin. But I don't know. I always assumed he was on a burner phone, got rid of that, and then gave Dan Doolin his actual cell phone information. Boston's asking, that's the boy pupper you found out on your hike that day? Yep. Yes, indeed. And we love him to death. He's a good dog. He's the one I take for a walk in the morning. And the other day, he was going crazy. There was like a guy walking 3 hound dogs. So he just started howling. Tried dragging like a 100-pound Great Dane when he doesn't want to go. And he's driving the entire neighborhood crazy. All the dogs just started howling. It was kind of funny. The guy that was walking the hound dogs was laughing his ass off. Hey, what's up, Phil Bond? Welcome in, Shadow. Yeah, he's a good-looking dog. GP says, my son has an American Bully, and he has 8 woodwork and lawnmower parts. Ugh, they put him in the kennel, or else he won't have a home. Like, Indy's good when you're there, when you're down there with him, you know? He'll just kind of lay down and just chill. Kind of play around with his... He loves his toys. Like, first thing he does when you let him out of his kennel is he'll pick out his favorite toy and take it outside with him. He's really just a puppy. Yeah, Doris, but I mean, he's my wife's dog. She spoils the hell out of him. But he is a love dog. Yeah, he did. I was on a live stream doing a members only, and he literally came out of the bushes. We were looking for another lost dog that me and my wife had been trying to help catch. You know, I was using my sleuthing skills and her animal whispering skills. And we almost had him the day before. And he kind of was becoming somewhat of a legend around here. And he ended up getting caught and saved, and I guess he had a whole bunch of health issues. So I don't know if he survived or not, but he had internal bleeding and all kinds of stuff. Mange. But while we were out looking for that dog, I went around the corner and there was Indy, skin and bones. Just came out of around the corner and came running to me. Live. I'm sure you can go find the members live. It's probably still there. And ever since then, we took care of him. He had valley fever. We took care of that. He gets regular checkups, and now he's beyond healthy. He's giant. He's a giant, strong, intimidating dog. He's very protective too. What's up, Melissa? How are you doing? What the hell? User unavailable. The location on this PC device. What the hell is going on here? That's weird. It like won't let me open this folder. Hold on, guys. That's really strange. All right. Have you guys heard about this? The guy running around Kokomo lighting fires and shit? I marked his activity on a map too. Let me pull this up so you guys can get an idea of what he's been up to.
Kokomo are relieved that police say they've arrested a man suspected of starting several fires there.
The suspect is now facing a slew of charges. Karen Campbell reports from Howard County and shares what led police to the suspect.
Yeah, this is just one home that Kokomo police say Joseph Smith intentionally set on fire. Now, according to court documents, it was Smith's girlfriend who saw a Facebook video of the suspected arsonist, and she noticed a resemblance. Now, she also told police that he sent her text messages stating, quote, "Told you I'd burn this expletive down." 48 hours of fires in Kokomo, 48 hours of terror for a community. Kokomo police say a tip led them to 29-year-old Joseph Smith in connection to the fires. Fires that began just before 2 a.m. August 10th, lighting up homes, vehicles, and garages, all in an 8-block radius. Neighbor Doug Clark says he's happy police finally made an arrest.
A lot of people were concerned, a little upset. But this is a small town, so it's got that atmosphere that if something happens here, it kind of affects everybody.
Now, neighbors here say the good thing is that no one was injured in any of these fires.
Thank
Smith
God.
is due in court on Thursday. In Kokomo, Karen.
Like, this dude could be facing murder charges, you know, if things would have been even just a little bit different. Here's his mugshot. Joseph W. Smith Jr. Now, it was his girlfriend that turned him in. She saw him on the CCTV footage that was put out on the news. And that mixed with what he told her. She turned him in. So good job for her. You know, it probably took a lot of courage for her to do that. She did the right thing. I don't know what he has in his hand. Was that like a mask or something? Look at that shit. I mean, it's kind of like attempted murder. These are his charges here. Arson, damage by fire, property of another. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 felonies. So here's Kokomo. It's not far from Flora at all. There's Flora there. And he basically went on a rampage. There's a fire over here, one over here, one over here, one over here, and one in, I think, 2 in this area. So not only was he starting fires, he was like breaking into cars, breaking into homes, apartments, and then lighting them on fire. So I don't know if this guy might be connected to what happened in Flora. I'm not sure. Can't help but wonder, right? Not that I could tell. All his relatives are Peru. Logansport. I didn't see anybody in Flora. Yeah, to me, Boston, I feel like that's attempted murder. I mean, how do you know somebody's like not asleep in a back room being quiet? You're trying to burn. And how do you know they're not asleep in the vehicle or something, you know? I don't know. I feel like that could be. Cindy says, must be frightening to turn someone like that in. I applaud her. So do I. You know, there's some people, they start thinking, you know, like, oh, well, if I turn him in, you know, everybody's going to know who I am. They're going to come after my kids. The media is going to be all over the place. They start thinking about themselves. It takes a lot of courage to do that. So yes, I do applaud her for doing that. It took a lot of courage. You know, it would have been easier for her to just keep her mouth shut. No, thank God nobody was hurt. So I think they arrested him like on the 12th, maybe, but the charges here say the 16th. But they could have been gathering information. I mean, imagine if you woke up to that. Like, I'd be pissed. And how do you know that the house next door is not going to catch on fire? Fucking idiot. Oh, is that a cup? I wonder if he filled this up with gasoline or something. Some kind of accelerant. Like to get my hands on the probable cause affidavit and see if the MO is the same. Because we know there was an accelerant used. And he is trying to gain entry to these homes, right? And then light them on fire. There's witnesses who said that. That's a lot like what happened in Flora. He's kind of got a fucked up eye. He's like looking at you with one eye and then he's looking over here with the other eye. He's like, I'm watching both of you. He's 29 years old. Pretty young. There have been many fires around that area with fatalities. Yeah, hopefully they'll investigate it. Yeah, Doris, I bet you he's like on drugs. When he cleans up, he probably doesn't look that old. He might be all doped up. I don't know, GP. His girlfriend said that he texted her and said, I told you I'd burn this place down. So he was probably having a fight with her, high on drugs, and trying to prove a point. Like, you didn't think I would do it. I told you I was crazy. These people are nuts, man. Yeah, Boston. Boston's asking, wasn't Flora fire started at the back of a house too? Yes. And another thing that stood out was these fires were started between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. and the Flora fire was called in at about 3:30 a.m. So around the same time. So I just wanted to run that by you guys and see what you thought. I mean, I just couldn't help but think about Flora. Doesn't seem like they have any legitimate suspects. Yeah, but we're probably going to get out of here in about 10 minutes. And wasn't that the back of that house that had burnt? They need to see if he hit the backs of all of the targets, because wasn't Flora started at the back of the house? Past the kitchen. Yeah, it was. You're welcome, Mustang. Thank you. Do we know what accelerant he used, if any? No, that's what I'm curious about. And I'm waiting to, I'm going to try to get my hands on the probable cause affidavit, and we'll do a follow-up on it. Hey, Lulu. Welcome in. I hope they do a thorough investigation. Yeah, he just looks like an arsonist. I agree with that. Here, let's go through some more of these these headlines here. Man accused of killing newborn daughter gets $1 million for allegedly. Wait, what? Oh, bond. $1 million bond. He killed her the same day that she was born. What the hell? Exactly, GP. They start by hurting animals, lighting fires, things like that. It's a gateway crime. A lot of the serial killers who were willing to sit down and talk with people, profilers and psychologists and things like that. That's what they say. They always start with hurting animals and lighting fires. I mean, he's really lucky that nobody got hurt. Could have been very easy for that to get any one of those fires to get out of control. Trial begins for man accused of burning infant. Holy jeez. I swear these headlines get worse every day. Arizona man accused of plotting a mass shooting. Planned to attack an Atlanta concert in an effort to start a race war. What the fuck, man? And it goes on and on and on. This one is from an hour ago. Man accused of pouring boiling water down baby's throat. Man accused of poisoning his 10-year-old daughter. This is like shit Stephen King couldn't even think of. What in the world would make a person kill their baby the same day they were born? That angers me. Psychopathy. You know, he probably in his mind had his reasons. The mother made me do it, or I never wanted to have a child, or, so it's something really stupid. In their mind, it makes sense because they don't have any real emotions. Pleasanton man accused of using Snapchat to prey on minors. God. Here's another one. Florida man accused of viciously beating a baby to death. Yeah, that's enough of that. All right, guys, if you want to help out with this case here, Grant Solomon, I don't know a whole lot about it, but if any of you know anything about this case, or we're going to cover it next Monday on True Crime in the Morning. So if you guys want to send me emails or prep on any of the information that you dig up, feel free. I'm going to start looking into it a little bit tomorrow further. But yeah, this is a really sad story. It's one of those stories that seems to turn into a rabbit hole. Quite the rabbit hole. Dora says arsonists usually were bedwetters. Well, not only arsonists, but most serial killers admitted to wetting the bed. Well, I mean, most people wet the bed, but what it is, it's wetting the bed after like the age of 12. I mean, I'm sure we've all wet the bed when we were, 2 or 3 years old or something. Maybe in 5, 6, 7. But I think it's when it's after the ages of 12. And to me, that's like signs of trauma and stuff like that from child abuse, maybe. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to say hello, check on the crew, see if you guys had any news for me or if you had any questions. Really, that's all I really wanted to talk about was go over some of these headlines, but most importantly, talk about this Joseph W. Smith character. Or I'm sorry, Joseph W. Smith Jr. And if you think he could be connected to the Flora fires, I definitely think it's possible. I'm seeing some similarities, right? So if you are part of that replay crew, let me know in the comments also what you guys think. And if there's any cases that you want me to look into for True Crime in the Morning, cases that aren't getting a lot of attention, specifically maybe unsolved mysteries, unsolved missing persons cases, things like that under strange circumstances. Those are the cases that I like to cover on True Crime in the Morning. I like to, get us together as a group and kind of put our heads together. Hey, Wanda, you are welcome. You got it, Boston. Super quick little check-in. But we will be going live tomorrow. I want to talk about the Delphi case, and also I think I want to spend some time on the Ellen Greenberg case. So you guys can expect something like that tomorrow along those lines. Good night to you, Doris. Good night to all of you. And I will see you bright and early. And if you guys want to, don't hesitate to shoot me an email if you feel like it. All right, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.